Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Fanatic Forum. I'm your Fanatic and host, George Bueller. We got a fun one for you today because we are talking about your favorite movies, the year you were born. And of course, I can't be Mr. Ebert over here without my Siskel, Mr. Manhammer himself. How you doing, brother?
I am doing great. I've been watching a shitload of movies lately. So
No
it's like I
kid,
really do feel like Siskel and Ebert, like
Yeah, I think next week we should do a non-movie podcast because, I think they'll like. Well, let's see here. We did a couple of effed up history episodes in a row, and now we've done a
yeah,
couple of movie episodes in a row. So yeah, we need to find a
right.
different topic.
Yeah, but it's about time for a wrestling episode, maybe, or something.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, we could bitch about booking.
Yeah.
Basically, of course, as you guys know, we always plug my brother's podcast over here, but Smokes and Road Beers had their last episode last night.
Yep, we wrapped it up at episode 75. Nothing bad. Bill just got a really good job opportunity and he had to he had to step out of the show for those reasons, and he was the producer thing, and as George will perfectly attest, I don't do jack when it comes to like producing the show. I'm just talent. I'm a diva that way. I do come up with ideas every once in a while. Sometimes I think.
Yeah, well, I say we toss around a lot of ideas and stuff like that. But I handle all the heavy lifting, on here. But basically, if he's doing a morning show, unless you guys are going to do the podcast at like 6 in the evening or something like that,
you can attest to all kinds of the morning show stuff because you did that for how many years?
Let's see. I was on the morning show for 11 years at DRB, and then I moved to other shifts, basically evening shifts and stuff like that. And I started doing the Fanatic stuff. So I was there for like around 20 years there. But for those 20 years, 11 of those were spent on the morning shift, and that's an entirely different lifestyle.
Yeah,
because people are like, oh, you get off work at like noon or 1 o'clock. That's really cool. Sure. But do you go to bed at 8 o'clock in the evening? Nope. Well, I do.
Yeah.
Because I get up at 2 to be at work at 4. So
right.
It's
I remember when you switched schedules and how happy Michelle was because she was like, we can have dinner together. And like she was just excited to get to spend that much more time with you, just to where you'd be like, because you guys were just ships passing in the night almost for so long, just about.
We like the first year or so we were married. Yeah, it was like we just saw each other on the weekends, stuff like that. So it was totally. Yeah, it was like oh, Mr. Eric is in
what
the
up,
house.
Eric?
Good to see you, brother. Love it.
Yes, I was telling George before the show started that I got you turned on to Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tonight or earlier today, and nice. It was. Man, he was a kid again. That was just like I mentioned. I fell asleep watching it last night, right?
Oh yeah.
And so I was mentioning that while we were at work, and Eric's like, "Hold on, wait. Did you say Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?" Because that's peanut butter and chocolate to him, right? Like just two things that like his two favorite things. And so I was like, yeah. So it's like I just busted out the phone and we watched the trailer right there, and like, he was excited.
He's 10 years old again. Nice.
Yes. Oh man. It was so cool just to see it. That made my day to just see how happy he was for it.
Oh, I love passing on fun stuff to friends or coworkers or whatever else, or just like getting a conversation with somebody like, oh, I love when I was a kid this and this. Oh, well, this is back where you can go purchase this now over at Walmart. And like, what? It's just that little joy they get of like getting to be a kid again. It's like I feel that.
I think it's cool too because it's like I know that like as you're like me, you probably have people telling you movies and things that you have to watch all the time, right?
Totally.
And but then there's like you kind of have an idea where it's like, well, if this person's telling you this that you might like this, it's like, hey, you might wait on it for a while, or something like that. Yeah. But it's like no, it's like it's like you Eric, whoever, like because Eric turned me on to Silo. Have you seen that? Have you watched that?
Basically everything that's on Apple I haven't seen, but Tommy over at the shop has watched Silo and talked about how good that was.
Okay, yeah.
So he's disgusted. So a lot of the Apple stuff I've basically seen through him via proxy.
Right. I mean, it's still worth watching. It's probably some of the best science fiction on television, I think.
You,
But no,
you saw about that one in the Foundation show, the Isaac based on the
yeah,
Asimov.
that's what I need to watch that one too because Eric
Yeah,
suggested that one as well. But going back to my original point, just having like people that you
yeah,
trust recommendations from.
yeah.
And it's like because it was like you tell me movies all the time and I watch them and I'm like holy fuck this is great then
Mm-hmm.
it's
We
so
got
cool.
both bros in the
We got
house.
the horse we got all the
Yeah,
horsemen on. What up,
the
Steve?
horsemen are in the house. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, if you guys, did when Steve, Eric, Seth, and I we gather on a regular basis for wrestling pay per views, D&D. It's Tuesday, whatever kind of
Yeah,
reason
and
we
yeah,
gather. Yeah, we dubbed ourselves the Four Horsemen, and
we become a Voltron of nerddom, and
totally,
we get in trouble when we go out in public.
yeah. No, I can't wait for our excursion to Indy for the sword.
That's gonna be an adventure. That really is.
Just lots of stretching, guys. Lots of stretching.
I've already got new insoles on order to be
Excellent,
there. Yeah. So
excellent.
yeah. Ooh,
Yeah,
we are old men trying to rock hard and
well, I mean, it's but it's still standing on concrete, for a few hours. So it's like
yeah.
we tried to get the seats, but the seats went quick. So it's good old fashioned general admission standing.
Yeah.
Oh, the horseman and wife, yay!
Oh, Jennifer's here too. What up, Jen?
Hey, Jen, and we
Uh,
haven't met yet. I'm George.
no, Jen is actually my buddy way back from high school. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys go way back. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I got some comics to talk about this week here.
Yes.
No Batman. No Batman.
Okay. All right. We can't play how many Batmans.
Yeah, I totally hosed you last week, and I would love that.
You did that was a dirty trick. But yeah, I will say the Batman versus Deadpool comic on point. Bravo. Just to see the Joker and Deadpool interact with each other. And
Yeah.
the whole bit where Joker's like, Wade, sidebar, please, and just pulls him over. Yeah. He's my arch nemesis.
You can't have him.
Yeah. And then the whole bits too where where Deadpool is treating it like it's a comic book crossover and like Batman's like, yeah, what the hell are you talking about? Like it's like, well, at least we fought each other and respect each other now, and Batman's like, we do.
Oh no! But of course, I love the open-ended ending there. Of like, basically Wade's like, okay, well, I'm not leaving Gotham just yet.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that what's going to tie in for next month's Batman Deadpool for the DC side of it, or is it just going to be kind of like, basically, if you remember the old Batman Spawn, like the Image Comics version was the one everybody loved. Where like at the end, Batman throws a batarang in Spawn's face.
Yes.
He's got to tie his face together with a shoestring, and that's canon for the rest of Spawn's history. That was left kind of open ended, and then when they did the Spawn or the Batman Spawn, the DC side of it, the stories weren't related. But then when they did a sequel a few years ago, it was the Image one was canon because Batman.
They did a sequel to Batman Spawn.
Sure did.
I did not know that.
Okay,
that was
dude, we got hundreds. If I'm not even being facetious, hundreds of copies because they ordered so many variants, and then they get the incentives like the 1 in 1,000s and stuff like that. So when I say we have hundreds of copies of this book, yeah,
wow.
It's
okay. I will take a copy of Batman Spawn 2 then.
I will get you one, sir.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
but no, to what you were saying, yeah, that gimmick was great because it was like Batman, like in the book, like Spawn has the batarang in the end of the DC Spawn book. Yeah, he's got the Image Spawn book. He's got the batarang in his face, and the next issue of Spawn that came out like a week later, he's stitching his face back up, and it's just of course they can't say it in the Image book that it was because of this guy dressed like a bat that did it, but it's like it was one of those wink, wink, nudge, nudge things.
Yeah, like I said, it's that's still Spawn can. Like whenever Al takes his mask off, it's still the shoestring's still there.
Yeah, I love that. It's like I love whenever they sneak stuff in, like when Eric Larson snuck out the real Howard the Duck.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he snuck it out in a Marvel team up issue, and so basically the real Howard the Duck's in witness protection now. And because sidebar, that was Steve Gerber, the creator of Howard the Duck, was like a big pioneer for creators' rights, and
Oh,
got
yeah.
real upset with Marvel that he did not have complete creative control and ownership over Howard the Duck.
And
So
then, and then they made that terrible movie. And
yeah, then they made the terrible movie, and like the OG run of Howard the Duck is one of my favorite comic books ever.
yeah.
It's so awesome and meta and really topical, and it's one of those that's up there that's like I think should be talked about with like Morrison's Animal Man
Oh,
or
yeah.
like something like that. But yeah, Gerber just did a hell of a job, right? And Gene Colan drew it. The Tomb of Dracula, Gene Colan
I
drawing
know.
Howard the Duck. So the artwork was impeccable, the writing was impeccable. And then, later on, after Marvel screwed Gerber, then Eric Larson used his clout to help him out and swipe him back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, fun notes with Howard the Duck. In Howard the Duck, you get the first comic book appearances of Kiss before they have their one shot with the blood and the red ink, and
Yep.
also Alice Cooper.
That's right. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, because later on, Alice Cooper gets a one shot through Marvel Premiere, which I have a copy of that. But before that, he's in Howard the Duck because they're both trapped. They're both in an asylum together. So
yes,
it's like, So
it's been so long. I've got the omnibus of that because it's like I used to have the black and white essential collection.
Oh yeah.
But then once they released the omnibus, it's like no, I need Gene Colan artwork in full fucking color.
Absolutely. Yeah. I hear you. Well, speaking of full color here, let's talk a little Marvel here.
Oh,
Issue 3 of Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe. This time the X-Men get into the fray. Solid fight. There's a couple of really cool moments in here, especially when Magneto shows up and, Wolverine's just sitting there like, I'm just, jumping on Godzilla and stabbing him over and over again. And Magneto's like, no. And basically turns Wolverine into basically a human corkscrew.
Yep. Bravo.
Yeah, and then Godzilla has this like look of like shock and terror, like, oh, and then, drops and everything like that. But he gets better real quick because, he got regenerative.
He's Godzilla, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, a good fun fight issue. But the setup for issue 4, it's going to be fight of the century, I think.
Okay.
I don't want to say what exactly is going to happen, but somebody who's already pretty powerful is going to have to get a little bit bigger to go one-on-one with the King Kaiju. So,
are we talking the Hulk versus? Oh,
yeah,
I just wet him a little.
Yeah, they're going to jack up the Hulk with some Pym particles so he can be real big and tall, and then
yes,
giant size Hulk versus Godzilla, issue 4, folks.
I'm here for it. It.
I got a feeling I'll be talking about that one too in about a month here.
Yeah.
And then basically my next selections are all indie books here. Yeah, indies were really showing up this week here. So one basically you and I will enjoy, and I got you a copy as always. Conan's Scourge of the Serpent #1. So this is the new crossover series here again. We've got our spear guy here who happens to basically this guy's got a lot more going on than most anybody else. And of course we have Cole right there so those two definitely make large appearances in this issue. But then we get our intrepid professor and detective back. Was it Gordon and some with a K?
I want to say Cavalier, but I'm thinking Cavalier and Clay.
Kilowan.
Yes.
Yeah. Kilowan and Gordon. So they're back. Of course, Conan's involved. We don't know who else is going to be involved in this one, but what we are dealing with this time around is Set and his followers. And of course, the one fun thing about Set's followers is that they are snake men and they can change into humans, or they can also replace humans who they've killed to get, basically so they can infiltrate and stuff like that. So It's definitely going to be a lot of who can you trust, sort of stuff like that. Going on, I think. So we're already seeing a little bit of that in the first issue, but I just the tone of this first issue and just, good action, but good kind of setup. I think this is going to be better than Battle of the Black Stone from last year. So yeah, I'm
That's exciting because I really liked Blackstone. I thought that was a lot of fun. Some people hated it. I was very surprised at that. But yeah, I've come to learn that it's like the hanging out on like the Sword and Sorcery and Conan the Barbarian Reddit subreddits, like people get very uppity about their Conan stuff, and
nerds of all shapes and sizes and interests get uppity about whatever it is they're into. Doesn't matter what. Everybody's got opinions. Everybody's got strong opinions. A lot of times, that obviously a lot of that comes from youth. As you get older, you start to not give a shit as much, and you get a little more focused and a little more open. Like, hey, you know what? Everybody's got opinions. Sometimes they could be wrong, but everybody's got opinions,
Right. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. It is definitely like an age perspective thing because I can remember being like that asshole kid that, was just, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I had some strong opinions.
Yeah. I remember when you and I got into an argument about the Faculty. And,
yeah.
And it was, you were like, I liked it a lot better the first time I saw it when it was Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And I was like, well, it's derivative of it, but it's not like, it was.
We got us some knockdown dragouts over stupid movie shit. It was great.
No, we did that, and then I remember one argument we got into it in the combo system of WWF Warzone, the PlayStation game. We weren't even playing the game at the time. We were just arguing about the combo system.
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh yeah, Steve says you're entitled to your wrong opinion. Yeah. Amen to that. Oh, Diamond Dave Mattingly has popped in here with his selections for our topic du jour, so I'm going to save that for later. But yeah, good to see you here, Diamond Dave. Good to see you, brother. Let's see, a couple more indies to talk about. Image hit 2 home runs here. This was a book that had a little bit of hype because of the creative team on here, but we have Robert Kirkman with a new book here. David Finch doing the art. This one's called Skinbreaker.
Wow.
So it's a fantasy series. So they're kind of humanoid characters, but they're kind of not. Very primal, tribal sort of thing like that. That sword, the glowing thing, that's Skinbreaker itself. So basically, there's some kind of like, trial of age that people go through. Basically, like you start off with like one sort of like skin tone, and then basically the Skinbreaker, you have like a ceremony, and Skinbreaker, like the sun shines through the blade, and then the blade, that sunlight through the blade melts your skin to the golden tone that it is there. So it's sort of like a coming of age sort of thing like that. And so that's kind of why it's called Skinbreaker. So, but it's, so there's all sorts of things like that. You've got basically the old chief is basically on his way out. You got the guy kind of underneath him there who is meant to replace the chief, but he's like, look, I still find value in this guy. I like him. I don't want him to go away. And there's a lot of people like, look, he's old. He's weak. He needs to step down, and you need to be his place, because if you don't, you got this guy over here who wants the job, and he's ready to take it, and he don't care about your old chief buddy. So you got a little bit of drama like that going on. But yeah, just gorgeous art. It just kind of seems to be what the storyline is right now. We don't have really anything else going on. But yeah, it's Kirkman with a whole brand new thing here. It's like, it's not zombies. It's not superheroes. It's like, all right.
I mean, I like it when Kirkman kind of goes outside of the norm, like those series that he does typically only tend to be like 20 or 30 issues anyway.
Yeah.
Like Oblivion Song, I thought was a neat or a fun little sci-fi thing. And then,
what was the Kung Fu one?
Oh shit!
Fire something. Firepower.
Yeah.
Firepower. That's a fun series.
And then the werewolf one that he did.
Oh yeah, Astonishing Werewolf or Amazing Werewolf or something like that.
Yeah, that was the Invincible spinoff, but it was still pretty standalone. But I enjoyed that. One, yeah, I mean, Invincible itself is one of the greatest comics ever, too. I think. Like,
absolutely. Yeah, that's why Kirkman's like, it's like, it's like, I love hanging out the Transformers stuff, and and he's spending any time in the Invincible universe because he's doing Battle Beast right now. So it's like, spending any time there. It's like, but he has a letter in the back of this issue. It's like, I love new, and I love doing new, and this is new. So it's like, it's kind of a series. He's never really done a fantasy series before. He's done a lot of this and that, a lot of other things. But yeah, this is kind of his first real fantasy series here. So
Yeah, I might have to check that out on Hoopla just to see what it is, because I'd be curious to do it, because I like it. I like when he experiments.
yeah,
So yeah,
so yeah, I'm here for it. I'm willing to give it a shot. So first issue is good. Got a mini series here from Image, another one here. This one, Viking Moon. Joe Pruitt is the writer on this one, and Marcelo Fruzen does the art. He's got the A cover there, and the internal art kind of looks very similar. But this is literally what happened to the first Viking settlers, Eric the Red and all them. Well, we got a second group of Viking settlers that come in to see what happened, and they find out wolves, big, giant wolves. Yeah, they eat people, especially around full moon times. Those kind of.
I like werewolf stuff. It's fun.
Yeah, we sold out of this one because Tommy kind of light ordered it, and I told him, like, dude, he's like, I got a feeling I'm going to sell out of this one. You may want to see if you can reorder copies. Thankfully, he was able to. So we are getting more copies of this in. But yeah, we did sell out of this. When basically I did a show Tuesday night, and then my first show Wednesday morning, I was sold out. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I read it. I'm like, but guys, get this book. Skinbreaker's really good too, but we ordered a shitload of Skinbreaker. We got Skinbreaker all day. It was like, but Viking Moon, on the other hand, Tommy ordered like 5 copies of it, and it's really good. So
actually, fuck it, grab me a Skinbreaker. I'm curious.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to resist it.
Oh, and of course, this one you don't owe me for, but I got a present for you for tomorrow when I see you.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What is it?
I'm not going to tell you until you see it tomorrow. That's it's a surprise present. But yeah, I thought so.
Now I'm curious. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're don't worry. Don't worry. Your jeans will be sufficiently moistened after seeing it. So let's put that.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right.
You'll pop for it. Anyway, speaking of things that make me tingle, our last selection here, and I've been very, very, very looking forward to this series here, IDW's The Twilight Zone.
Oh.
And the fun thing about this book, the only thing this book is missing is the theme song, because it's in black and white. Each issue is a different story, and we'll have a completely different creative team. And you get a little introduction from Rod Serling. You don't see Rod on camera; he's enjoying a nice cocktail, and he's obscured by an umbrella. So I guess they may not have the physical license to use Rod's face, but
right. But like the silhouette and the vibe is there, yeah.
It's him. But this story, basically a wealthy billionaire sort of thing like that. He's dying of cancer, and he's been secretly funding research to essentially give himself immortality. The doctors think they finally do it right, and so he's like, "Well, make me patient 0. I want to do it. Let's go." And so he's patient 0. And of course, it's the Twilight Zone, so things go tits up pretty quick from there. But yeah, really cool, good ending, great kickoff here. And they give you, because Dan Waters and Morgan Bream are the team on this one. So Dan does the writing, Morgan Bream, she does the art. But yeah, really kind of cool and freaky stuff. Then like they show teasing kind of like the rest of the issues coming up for like the next 5. You've got like Francesco Francavilla is going to have an issue to himself. James Stocco has an issue to himself. You've got some other good creative teams. So I'm like, yeah, it's going to be fun. So
that book sounds fun.
Yeah, and we had like 3 different. That's the A cover. We had 2 different variant copies. We're down to no A covers and only 1 variant left, and it's got like two copies. Again, that's the thing is we're talking about recommendations. So in my live streams, I'll read through a lot of stuff that I grab, and then I try to read as much as I can the night, after I'm done the show before I do my next show on Wednesday, because people were kind of expecting, okay, we bought some books on Tuesday, but like, what's the skinny on the books, this morning. Right. And so they get recommendations. And then basically based on those recommendations, people who didn't grab stuff are now grabbing things. So I'm like, yeah, it's like, there was a lot of people who were on board with Twilight Zone anyway. IDW's like, of course, they've got the Event Horizon series that's in its first issue. They got Twilight Zone now. They've returned to Sleepy Hollow, which is like Ichabod Crane in the 1800s Sleepy Hollow, not like not the Fox series Sleepy Hollow,
which wasn't a bad series though.
No, it was a good series. Yeah, good, but it's not like the time traveling sort of thing like that.
Yeah.
We're in
they got that Supernatural series getting ready to come out too, don't they?
Yeah, that's Dynamite. Yeah. That's different company.
Dynamite,
but Supernatural's got a series coming out. So yeah, there's some cool creepy stuff coming out. Yeah. So
I still want one of them Supernaturals though too.
Oh yeah. You don't worry. Okay. I got you. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I think we're a couple of weeks away from it because it's not. I don't think it's next week, but it is October when it comes out. So
yeah, it'll
it's going to get released in October, and I got you.
Yeah, it's like y'all don't understand like how much I love Supernatural because it was that's I've got the complete series on Blu-ray. I've got the anime series. I've got a coloring book. It was. Yeah, I remember when you had to start watching it for work, and you were like, "This show is actually pretty damn good."
I know, right?
Because on paper it shouldn't be, right? Like two pretty boys on the CW show, but like it turns out to be a really solid Monster of the Week horror show at times. And then
it was kind of like, it was kind of like the first couple of seasons. Yeah, it's like Monster of the Week sort of thing like that. But eventually it kind of starts getting better. But then like the mythology starts to build. And by the time you're in season 4, the show is beyond the Monster of the Week stuff. We're doing like epic shit. Yeah. So So it's big. Yeah. Yes, Steve, they're doing a new Supernatural comic series from Dynamite.
Yeah, don't tell your daughter or else she's going to want one of these.
Yeah, Lily is obsessed with Supernatural.
So I've been catching rides with them to work too, and Steve's been having to take. Well, one morning he had to bring Lily with him, and like we talked about Supernatural. Her and I just like have to ride to work.
That's awesome.
I was trying to convince the fellas to watch it, but
I think it's a good show. It really is, especially when as you start getting more, once you start like they bring Bobby and a lot of the other hunters in there, and then you start getting start getting other other little lovable weirdos like Garth,
So, Garth, who is Felicia Day? Charlie. Yeah, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah,
her Charlie. In there as a reoccurring. Man, like now the Bobby art got me, especially that last episode. Like, I'm not gonna say anything to spoil it, but it was like that was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. You'll tug on the heartstrings. Of course, I recommended this to you. I'm not sure if you got to finish the series or not, but Vault Comics had a series came out a couple of years ago called Door to Door, Night by Night. That basically I compared to a great series where it's I think 9 issues, I think. It was Supernatural without the Winchester brothers.
Right. I've got those first 3 issues. I need to finish that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll dig around and see if we have any of those. Try to help you out fill up the rest of it. But basically, the premise of this one is like you've got a group of kind of ragtag band of misfits. Some people are kind of like crazy weirdos. Some people are in AA for different reasons or whatever else. But the reason why they're all together is the job they have is they sell like the Sears family photo packages, and all the proceeds go to the whatever town they're in, their local volunteer fire department. So they raise money for the fire department. People get these photo packages, and then basically the folks who are selling them, if they sell them successfully, they get a little cut of it. So it's kind of just a low rent sales job. So people are just literally going door to door, talking, selling these photo packages for fun.
Right.
Well, in the process of this, they meet a woman by the name of Maxine. Well, Maxine seems to have more of an awareness of things going on. Like she's, aside from checking out, the houses and trying to make sales, like she's checking like other details in town, kind of things like that. She's really, peeking around sort of thing like that. And so you find out that she's a monster hunter. And so then she gets the rest of the group kind of embroiled in her life. And that's the series. And so literally it's them going from like different little town to different little town. And now when they're selling their photo packages, they're checking for other stuff, or they're like talking to townspeople like, hey, is there any kind of weird stuff going on here, or any missing people, or any rumors of, creatures, stuff like that. And then if there's like, oh yeah, we got these kids are missing here, or somebody said there's this monster thing out in the woods, like that, and boom, there they go.
Yeah, so, it's like a Scooby-Doo kind of thing, but more serious. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, great. There's a lot of comedy and a lot of heart in the series, but it has stakes. It's serious. So,
yeah.
But yeah, Door to Door, Night by Night, Vault Comics. Check it out. So, and Steve says Jennifer's been watching Supernatural with Lily. See, I tell you, it's a good show.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. My mom and I watched it like together a lot of times. Yeah, because it was probably the last like 5 seasons we watched together.
Yeah, you guys are super fans, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, well, basically talking about watching stuff here, our topic du jour this evening here, getting into it. See, we're only 30 minutes into the show.
I know, we're actually like on schedule-ish. Do we have a schedule? We don't really have a schedule, but
we don't really have a schedule. Yeah. So there's the producer got fired. Let's put it that way.
Right. Yeah.
But our topic du jour is, what is your favorite movie released the year you were born? So, of course, Seth and I, we picked 2 movies each we're going to discuss. But I mean, like, for me, 1976 had a lot of stuff to choose from. And then you have 1981, which
82.
Oh, 82.
Yeah, but no, the hardest part was narrowing it down to 2 movies, and I didn't even do an honorable mention or a pick. I mean, we're obviously going to talk about some of the other movies that were in our birth years, but but yeah, it was just narrowing it down to 2 picks was hard as hell.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, is that 82 was granted the year that E.T. was released, and E.T. dominated the box office in the summer, and then in the following Christmas was released. But there was a ton of great movies that were released that year that basically got overshadowed by the fucking brown guy with the Reese's Pieces. It's a wonderful movie. It still makes me cry when I watch it, but damn it, Tron came out that year too. The Thing came out that year too. Escape from New York came out that year.
I was gonna say, yeah, The Thing was almost one of my choices, but yeah, it was. I mean, and I'm going to be honest. I can say this now. I don't like E.T. that much. I don't think it's that good of a movie. I'm not a big fan of E.T.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, basically for me, like, of course, like I said, it's kind of like you were a baby, so obviously you didn't experience the hype of that movie, but that movie took over America that summer, and the hype leading into it took over America.
Oh yeah, so, I mean they're still making pop culture references to this day about E.T.
Yeah, so you couldn't escape it.
Right? So, yeah. Oh yeah, I fully acknowledge it's zeitgeist, and it's like I'm also not one of those dudes that loved every Spielberg movie either. It's like Close Encounters is a real hard watch. Like I did not care. Like Close Encounters is another one of his movies that just didn't do it for me all that much.
Yeah,
but
that's a favorite for Michelle, but it's kind of funny because that's a movie like Spielberg's even talked about, like, that's a movie I wouldn't make today because, like, there's no way in hell that as a father now I would abandon my family.
Yeah,
because that's basically what Richard Dreyfuss's character does. It's like, oh, I can go into space. Deuces.
I think that's the problem I have with Close Encounters, though, because I think for the rest of it, I think it's a really interesting visually interesting film.
Oh yeah,
but like it's the ending that just totally breaks it for me.
It seemed inevitable because he was so obsessed with possible contact anyway, and the imagery he was getting and things like that. So he was obviously obsessed with it. So it wasn't a surprise that he was going to go up if the opportunity came.
Yeah.
So that wasn't that never seemed a thing, but it's still kind of like, man, you didn't even second guess that. It's like, yeah, I'm going.
Right. I guess I just like movies involving like aliens are a very hard sell for me in the first place. That, well, not like James Cameron Aliens, but like Contact with Jodie Foster, right?
Yeah.
I remember so one morning after spending the night at Brian's house, right? Like we're watching TV and Contact is on and we catch it like 5 minutes in. So we want to see what this fucking alien looks like, right? The whole movie, we want to see what this alien looks like. That's going to be the big selling point. It's her dad.
Yeah.
It's her
No
dad.
alien.
It is the biggest disappointment. One of the yeah.
The problem with Contact, the movie, is that the book itself was very successful, well loved, and doing a movie from that was impossible. And so
yeah,
that's
But on the other hand, I'm one of like 8 people that loved Signs. So I believe your wife is also one of them.
Yep, Michelle also loved. I've grown to like Signs, but it's nowhere near my favorite Shyamalan movies. Because I think the here's the funny thing with Signs. What it's for me, it's not like I've got a couple of problems with some of the alien lore in the movie.
Yeah,
but it's not a bad film. It's just that after 2 movies, Shyamalan trained you that this was going to be. You think it's going to do one thing, and then it's going to zag on you. And in Signs, there was no zag. It's like, okay, it's not going to be really aliens. It's going to be something else. No, it was aliens. Yeah. They're aliens in the cornfield. Yep, there they are. Yeah. People who are capable of interstellar travel can't get through wooden doors, but aliens in the cornfield. Yep. Also, they're allergic to water, but they run around the cornfields at night. You know what's in cornfields at night? A shitload of water because it's covered in dew. It's like, okay. But again, not a bad movie. Just I got some problems with it.
No, that's fair. That's fair. It's not a perfect movie. I think I think it's the performances that really bring it home because I don't give a shit when anybody I don't give a shit about Mel Gibson as a person. Like he is one hell of an actor.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
And it's
he still put out some good stuff too.
Yeah, and it's like the whole him as the tortured father. It's shit. It's like, and Joaquin Phoenix was awesome. The Culkin kid, that little girl, the whole cat. Yeah, like
the whole family.
If they were just in a traditional family drama, I would probably still watch that movie with that cast.
Yeah.
Even without the alien part, I think that was
the aliens and then the psychic wife, basically. So
yeah,
which is a cool touch. So all right, so I promised I was going to get to Diamond Dave's picks here before we start talking about our stuff. Obviously, through Dave's picks here, the gentleman was born in 1967, but his picks would be Casino Royale. We were talking the original one with David Niven in it, which is a spoof of 007 movies.
It was Jimmy Bond. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And of course, Peter Sellers in this, Woody Allen, tons and tons and tons of people.
Yep.
Very controversial film when it came out because basically people were expecting James Bond movie and it's a comedy spoof. And so it's good, but definitely good stuff. Definitely very, very different than the later Casino Royale.
The Daniel Craig Casino Royale.
Yeah, very different. 5 Million Years to Earth, a.k.a. Quatermass and the Pit. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Quatermass.
First time I saw a Quatermass movie was because one of Bart's bootlegs that he gave me.
Quatermass, the Pit's great.
Yeah.
And Dr. Dolittle, the original Dr. Dolittle there. Jungle
with
Book.
Eddie Murphy, okay.
Not the Dr. Dolittle with Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy was not around in 1967, I don't think.
I know, I'm just kidding.
And then, of course, it doesn't surprise me that Dave has picked 2 spoofs in this because, the man enjoys his satire and comedy. But number 5, In Like Flint, which is not as much of a comedy, but still a bit of a play on the James Bond stuff there. So,
Now, the Jungle Book, I do love that he has that too, because it's like that is a stellar piece of animation and a fantastic film.
It's a good songs in there too. So
it's definitely. I remember Julie, Brian's mom, talking about going to see that movie as a kid and how it just changed her. And I remember, I grew up in the era of those Disney VHS classics where they re-released everything. They opened the vault again.
Oh
So
yeah,
I got to see Peter Pan and Jungle Book and all of those. Wasn't a big Snow White fan. I was more of a Peter Pan and Jungle Book kid, but yeah.
right on. Yeah, Robin Hood was the one I always loved for
Oh
the
yeah,
anime classics. Yeah.
Robin Hood changed me in weird ways because it was weird because everybody had that crush on Maid Marian, right? But she
Mm-hmm.
was a fox lady. And
Yeah.
then you add those things like you give Miss Piggy cleavage in the Muppet Show, and then kids start to get real confused, and it's that's a different special episode of the Fanatic Forum that
Yeah,
we'll get into later.
we don't want to talk about my first sexual awakening when I'm watching an episode of Sesame Street and Maria's on the program in a very tight fitting sweater. Just for whatever reason, I like this. I don't know what it is about it, but I
Yeah.
like this. So so I always had
Then
a
there
crush
was
on Maria. Always had a crush on Maria back in the day in Sesame Street. So
yeah, and then there was Chitara from the Thundercats, and yeah,
oh my god. Yeah, this is. I think we have a good sidebar for another episode here. I like that. Steve's got a pick here, of course, because Steve's just a hair and a biscuit older than I am, but
yeah.
he gets 1975 freaking
Oh,
Jaws.
doo doo
And would it be a coincidence that I'm basically enjoying a nice Narragansett right now? So
Now,
because
interestingly enough, Jaws, one of my favorite Spielberg movies.
there you go. Yep.
It is a classic, and it is front to back an excellent film.
Yeah, when they had Labor Day weekend, the 50th anniversary playing in theaters. So Michelle and I'm like, yeah, we're going. So we got to. It's because I'm like, I've never got to see Jaws on the big screen, so we got to watch it. The 4K restoration was gorgeous. It's weird. It's like this is a 50-year-old movie, but it still looks so crisp. But the sound was great in the theater because especially underwater stuff, like the way the sound worked, you felt immersive in the water, or when you're on the boat you could hear the creaking of the ship and the waves crashing, kind of like this little background sound. So
awesome.
it was just a great experience to see that in the theater. It was really
Okay.
good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to because I haven't seen the 4K Jaws yet. But did I tell you about the thing with that I figured out that Apple TV does?
No.
So it's I don't. Do you have a Vudu account or a Fandango at home or Movies
No.
Anywhere with digital movies? Okay, so it's with all the digital copies on here, right? I've uploading digital. I've got hundreds of movies in a digital library.
Oh yeah.
So with the iPhone and everything, for some reason, I don't know why, on a whim, I connected my iTunes account, or no, I got something super cheap, but I connected my iTunes account to my Movies Anywhere. So 90% of my digital library transferred to the Apple TV stuff, and it transferred it all in 4K with special features. So yeah, and looking at that was killer. So it's the Batman, I've got access to the exclusive commentary track that was in there so that Matt Reeves can explain to me why he did the bizarre fucking things he did in that movie. But yeah, a bunch of those movies are like that. And so my Jaws got upgraded to 4K, right? Because I have the Blu-ray, right? And then looking at the special features for it. So they've got that Laserdisc documentary that's been on the DVD and the Blu-ray for 30 years now. Everybody's seen. But then when you saw that screening, did they have that 50th anniversary documentary attached to it?
No, the documentary wasn't there, but we did have a special message from Steven Spielberg, basically thanking us for coming to see the movie in theaters and talking about the experience of it and whatnot. But no, so we didn't get the documentary with it, but the documentary is on Disney Plus currently.
Well, yeah, that documentary is also included now with the 4K as a special feature.
Nice, it's a good doc. It really is.
Yeah, and so it's that's one of the reasons why I've been going back through a bunch of these movies is because it's I can see them in 4K upgraded versions that because I was just content with my Blu-rays, right? And it's I've got some 4Ks and everything, but no, if I can take advantage of this, Apple did me right as a consumer on this. I ain't gonna lie. So yeah.
Well done, Apple. Nice. And of course, both of the Horsemen, Eric and Steve, agree that they also love Signs.
Oh, Signs is
Steve,
awesome.
Steve says he loved Joaquin Phoenix in the movie there.
Yeah.
And Steve's coming over in a bit. So
okay.
It's easier than
Just
texting when
wait
you're
till
live
after
on.
the show, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're live on the air. It's like it's easier texting. Sure, what the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah. He knows I'll get
uh,
the message now. Yeah.
yeah, there you go. Exactly. Eric, born in 1985. Take two. His choices are Witness, nice pick.
Yeah.
Breakfast Club, also good. Rocky Four, yes. Commando,
Nice.
yes. Brewster's Millions, yes.
Yes.
Pale Rider, I'm just gonna keep it going. Yep. So yeah, I mean the six good movies, but your last three definitely are bangers there.
Yeah,
So
Pale Rider is one of my favorites. I love that. Yeah, we talked about Breakfast Club on the way back from home from work. Yeah, I mean, John Hughes is just amazing. Anyway,
yeah,
fucking Commando. Yeah,
I love him.
Rocky Four is my favorite Rocky. I'm just throwing that one out there, right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, Harrison Ford in Witness. Yeah, that.
Yeah. An interesting point about Commando. So one thing I never knew is that before Vernon Wells was cast as the main bad guy, there was another actor cast, and basically he did not work out. They worked for like 3 weeks with him, and like the crew didn't like him, the cast didn't like him because he played. He claimed to be playing method, so he was a dick to everybody on set,
Yeah,
and he just wasn't working out. So they're like, so a couple of people on in the crew are like, well, we know we know Vernon Wells, and they're like, oh yeah, well he was great in Mad Max, like let's bring him in. But there was so little time, they didn't have time to adjust the wardrobe. So if you go back and look at that and look at Vernon Wells' wardrobe for the entire movie, it's really, really tight. That's because he's bigger than the dude who was cast before him, and they didn't have time to do any adjustments. So yeah, go back and look at Commando. All of Vernon Wells' clothing is very tight.
okay.
Yeah, and it wasn't just like, oh, we're going to show off his muscles. No,
It
they
was
just
just
didn't have,
it was just ill-fitting uniforms. Yeah.
didn't have time. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love weird little movie trivia like that because one of the Star Trek movie, I think it was the one after First Contact, where the Next Generation crew had to wear the same uniforms as the Deep Space Nine crew from the
Oh yeah.
TV show, and they were all
Mhm.
tailored to fit different actors, so they were all baggy as hell, and like Riker's like always pulling at his shit, and like yeah,
Oh, and Eric wants to know if that's the Halloween box set over your right
yes,
shoulder there.
yeah, that is the shout. Yeah, you see it, yeah,
Yeah, it's right there.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The that is the Shout limited edition. I believe it is the 15 disc set that has Halloween 1 through 6 with the original cut and the producer's cut of 6 and a bunch
Mhm.
of other different cuts of the ones in between time, and then the two zombie movies, the director's cuts of both of them. I'm a zombie Halloween fan, I think. Uh
Interesting.
and yeah, and then oh yeah, Resurrection and H2O, the
H2O.
Dimensions. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. It's got everything except for like the newest ones.
The David
The
Gordon
ones.
Green ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, and like you said, yeah. So there's like each movie has. There's a lot of movies have multiple cuts because like I know with the Halloween one, you've got like the original theatrical cut. You've got the TV cut is in there
yeah,
too, and then like you said with 6, you got the original theatrical cut. You got the producer's cut, which a lot of people prefer. And I'm so glad they actually released the producer's cut separately because I had to get that one on Blu-ray. So
yeah. That Blu-ray by itself, I just found out has also skyrocketed in price too.
oh really?
So it's worth a little something now because it's out of print. Like a lot of Blu-rays are going out of print right now. So
Okay.
the price the secondhand market on them is astronomically huge.
Damn.
Uh,
Oh, and Steve said, yeah, Eric is obsessed with Halloween, so he loves Michael Myers.
oh no, Eric, I forgot. Eric hates Halloween. He does not like Michael Myers at all. And Steve, of course, being the older brother uncle that he is, has to torture the poor man at any given opportunity. Yeah.
Yes. All right, well, getting to our
Sorry, Eric. I actually totally forgot about your Halloween phobia. Yeah, Steve just said that. My bad, brother.
I know, I forgot about that too. Yeah, I was like,
And I'm
oh
sitting here explaining the whole thing, like, yeah,
no, yeah, it's because Michael Myers is terrifying. So,
yeah.
I should never show up to one of our gatherings dressed as Michael Myers, even though I do have the full costume. So I should
Yeah,
never do.
please don't, because Eric might try to kill you. Yeah.
No, we don't want that. Don't want that. No.
Next to the Halloween set, though, is the Hellraiser Scarlet box. And that one is much more fun to me. It is only Hellraiser 1 through 3 though on Blu-ray. And because
They
that
just
was
love
before. Yeah, they tortured the poor man. They torture him.
Oh man. Yeah, and have you speaking of Hellraiser, have you seen the trailer for the upcoming game?
Dude, that game looks so sweet, and especially since it's going to be a single player like horror game with Hellraiser, because Hellraiser is one of the few horror films that still scare me.
Yeah.
Just because they're like I think the first two Hellraiser films are psychological horror perfection.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah.
The sequels definitely fall off after, but yeah, the first
Three's
two.
got its charms,
Yeah,
and
but
a
they.
funny sidebar on 4, right? So they released the Arrow released the 4K scans of the first 4 movies, and they
Mhm.
got a hold of the work print cut of 4, right? The one that actually re-edits the movie and is supposedly better. And
Interesting.
so yeah, it's like I had to talk myself out of buying that like a year ago when it came out, because I'm like, okay, I'm buying this movie for a shitty cut of one movie, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's not like this is going to make it the Citizen Kane of horror movies, right? It's just
Yeah.
curiosity at
It's
this
literally just
point.
polishing a turd. Yeah.
Yeah, it's polishing a turd, and like I've got like the 3 good Hellraisers already,
Hmm.
and it's like they're on Blu-ray. They already look great. Like I just like I have to stop at some point, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to talk about our movies now
Yes.
that we picked here. So, like I said, we each picked 2. So, I'm going to do my first one here. Of course, like I said, I was born in 1976. I'm a bicentennial baby, hence my thing there. So, both strange enough, both of my picks were at the end of the year because my first one came out in November, and my second one came out. Oh, also November. Okay, well there you go. They both November movies there. All right, there you go. But yeah, I couldn't pass up getting to talk about a Carpenter movie, and I only had one this year, but I've got Assault on Precinct
Yes.
13. Definitely within my top 3 Carpenter movies. I love this one more than I love Escape from New York. And that's saying a lot because I love Escape from New York.
Yes, you do.
Yes. But yeah, this is basically within my top 3 here. Of course, written and directed by John Carpenter. This was technically his first full-length feature film, even though Dark Star was a year before this, but Dark Star was kind of his student film. So that was basically considered like an independent film with a little bit of a little bit of a production and distribution boost.
Yeah. Basically, like Carpenter and Dan O'Bannon released that just to have like something on a resume, like
Yeah.
that. I don't really count Dark Star as a movie per se. Like it's it's almost like it's a THX 1138 kind of deal. Like it was George Lucas's like tech demo,
Yeah.
almost like yeah. But Assault on Precinct 13, I think, is Carpenter's first real movie.
Yeah, but this is basically it's a very much a siege movie. Definitely kind of not essentially a remake of Rio Bravo, but very highly influenced by Rio Bravo and Night of the Living Dead because of basically being a siege movie. Let's see, original title of this was supposed to be where was I had it written down here?
Oh shit.
It was the Anderson Alamo. Yeah. The
Yeah.
Anderson Alamo is what this was originally supposed to be titled, and the studio didn't like that. So Carpenter has a really bad track record of like giving his projects a name and it's bad, and then someone else in the studio says, "You know what? How about instead of the Babysitter Murders, let's go with Halloween."
Yeah. Yeah, that is one thing. Like Carpenter is an auteur I appreciate, because it's like he's a dude that's like he's gonna like you notice there's really not any director's cuts of John Carpenter movies, because like he gets the cut that he may like if he directs the movie he's getting final cut,
Yep.
and it's so that's one of those so it's like, but somewhere along the lines he at least does listen to reason, and it
Mm-hmm.
comes yeah, it comes in because Assault on Precinct 13 is a hell of a better title
Yes.
than yeah, the Anderson Alamo. But that's also because John Carpenter wants to make westerns too.
He
Like,
really did. Every action movie he makes is a western. Assault, Escape from New York, Ghosts of Mars, vampires.
Vampires.
Hell,
They Live was, in a weird way, was a Western.
definitely,
Actually, yeah.
I mean, honestly, In the Mouth of Madness is a Western because you've got one man against impossible odds. It's kind of a, more of a, Lovecraftian sort of thing. But I mean, Carpenter can argue every single movie he ever did is a Western.
Yeah. And
So,
not that that's
I,
a bad thing either. Yeah, because it's like
yeah,
I actually have a great appreciation of Westerns because of stuff like that. I never would have watched Rio Bravo had it not been for this movie.
there you
And
go.
Rio
See,
Bravo is the only John Wayne movie that I think is worth a shit. So
I've seen several of his, and Real Bravo is definitely one of the better ones.
yeah, I do have to say, True Grit wasn't bad. I was not a Searchers fan at all.
Okay, yeah.
But no, Rio Bravo is about pretty much where I start and stop with John Wayne.
I think my first John Wayne movie I ever saw was The Longest Day. That's one of his World War II movies.
Oh yeah.
So, but that's got like a huge, like John Wayne's in that movie, and so are like 100 other people. So it's like, so he's a part of that movie. It's not a John Wayne movie. So
yeah, right.
Yeah. But yeah, Longest Day's got some clever stuff in there too. That I like, but this came out was released November 5th, 1976. Basically no stars that really count. Of course, Austin Stoker and Darwin Johnson are your two lead actors. Austin Stoker is our police officer, and Darwin Johnson is the death row inmate who basically essentially helps out the police staff, and some of the other criminals help out when basically you got gang members assaulting this, basically derelict police station. It's about to be shut down for good because they got the new station open up here, but somebody pissed off some local gang members, and now they're going to basically raise hell. Yeah. So, just a great movie. And of course, you got the Dark Star, I think, had a lot of other different music in it. So this is technically your first movie where Carpenter scored the soundtrack.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is his first score. And
and of course, it's very typical Carpenter, synth kind of stuff like that. But the lead title for this movie is a great riff. Got just good kind of funky beat to it. It feels cool. That's always one thing I love about Carpenter scores for his movies. They feel cool.
Yeah, it's like I've got several of his CDs, and I just listen to them, like his themes and his Lost themes.
Yeah,
and he's a hell of a musician.
We need to see Carpenter and his kids play live sometime.
Next time,
whenever they tour and they come around again, we need to fucking go.
We do, yeah. Man, I was sad we missed Goblin, and that was a bummer, but that just wouldn't have worked out because it was like on a Wednesday night, and it was super weird, but yeah.
I know But I will. If Carpenter's in town, I will make time for Carpenter.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just to be able to see, that we got to see Carpenter.
And Collector of the Co-Pilot, Mr. Martin, is in the house. Good to see you, sir. Go with Monty Python, The Holy Grail from 1975. Good to see you, brother. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love Holy Grail. Good to see you too, Martin.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. That was
awesome. And my other pick, my second pick for 1976, of course, here's the list of, this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, but this is like the big stuff from 1976 that I had to choose from. Taxi Driver, Marathon Man, All the President's Men, our third Dirty Harry movie, The Enforcer, spooky stuff, The Town That Dreaded Sundown, The Omen, Car Wash, Bad News Bears, Network. If we want to get into some good exploitation fun, Gator, Eat My Dust with old Ronnie Howard, and give it some Louisville love. Grizzly came out in 1976.
William Girdler, man. I do not understand people's love for William Girdler.
He's a homeboy. It's Louisville. His movies were shot in Louisville. They're terrible, yes, but it's a big crazy bear. Oh, and also we can't forget, also 1976, in the realm of documentaries, of course, we have some of the famous Jacques Cousteau documentaries, but more importantly, Led Zeppelin's "The Song Remains the Same."
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. So, but my last, it's like I said, I was really going back and forth. Like, well, it's like I love, there's some of the Dirty Harry movies I really love. Enforcer's good, but Enforcer's like it's the mid of the Dirty Harry movies. Like the original Dirty Harry and Magnum Force are amazing. Sudden Impact is an iconic classic because basically that's the movie everybody quotes. It was for Dirty Harry stuff. That's the movie everybody quotes because all the Dirty Harry famous quotes are in Sudden Impact. And then you got the Deadpool. The less said about the Deadpool, the better.
It was not as cool as I thought it was going to be from the title and having a juxtaposing the comic book character of Deadpool. No.
Not good. Yeah. But there's like, okay, here's another movie from 1976. I love the franchise. I've seen this movie tons of times. I can't escape it.
I mean, it's a great movie. It is a great movie.
And you want to talk too about basically somebody kind of sticking to their guns as an independent artist and becoming a star. Look no further than Sylvester Stallone. He wrote the screenplay to this. Everybody loved the screenplay. Hollywood loved this screenplay. It was getting passed around by all kinds of people. But the thing that was trouble with getting it made was Stallone's like, I'm playing Rocky.
Yeah.
That's it. Full stop. This movie doesn't happen if I'm not playing Rocky. I don't care who directs it. I don't care who else is in it. This is my role to play. And so you finally get, MGM to go along with this. And of course, there's not a lot of money in this movie. And of course, it's kind of interesting too. It's like, it's a very inspiring movie for people, but it's got essentially a downer ending because he loses.
Yeah, that's the kicker about the first Rocky movie is that he loses, and it's not the badass boxer beating people. Rocky was never the badass boxer just beating people. He's always the underdog. Yeah, he's always the underdog, and that was what made it. Well, up until number 4 when he's America, and he's like, Ruskies. But yeah, no, it's the whole. I loved the whole bit, the character bits in Rocky, like especially with the turtles, and like that showed that little human side, which apparently Stallone still has those turtles.
Yes, those turtles are still alive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's the whole thing, like you could tell, like how, like I mean, talk about another dude who's like he's actually kind of a hell of an actor when he's got the right part, or is Stallone. And it's he's not
Copland.
Oh yeah, Cobra cutting the pizza.
I love Cobra. Yeah, I always eat my pizza with scissors.
Yes. Now, one of my favorite bits of trivia about Cobra is that, and I might have told it on this show before, but it was originally when before Stallone made Cobra, he read the script for Beverly Hills Cop and rewrote it and pitched it back to the studio so that he could do it. Well, the studio said no because they wanted the action comedy. And so Beverly Hills Cop still gets made. Stallone's version of Beverly Hills Cop becomes Cobra. And it's just like, okay.
No comedy in that movie. Straight up action movie. Yeah.
Crime is the disease. I'm the cure.
Oh, I love it. I love me Cobra. Yeah. Of course, fun little asides with Rocky. Of course, there's so many iconic locations, like the steps in Philly and whatever else. But one thing I found out recently, the scene where he's basically running through the streets of Philly and he's training and stuff like that. That was completely shot guerrilla. They didn't have permits. No one knew that was happening. So everybody's reaction in that scene is real. Because even like the dude that tosses an orange, that was just like, dude just tosses Rocky an orange. So it's like it was completely nothing scripted, everything spontaneous. Everybody's reactions, the kids run along with them, stuff like that. All that shit was spontaneous. Like literally, there's a dude hanging out the back of a van with a camera shooting Stallone.
Right.
And everything else was just kind of like nothing was planned.
Yeah.
So it's like that's just kind of like that's just fun little like that's Hollywood magic right there kind of stuff.
That's awesome. Like,
yeah. Yeah, but of course, yeah, it's like this movie went on to do multiple sequels. Honestly, one of my favorite sequels is the sixth movie, Rocky Balboa, because that's the one where Rocky's retired. He even like you start getting references back to the first movie, like Spider was it Harrison or something like that. There's one of those like one of the boxers he fights before Apollo. There's kind of like one of his regular opponents in like in his club days. Like he's washing dishes now. Like he comes to the restaurant and Rocky doesn't charge him for anything, but then he insists to wash dishes to pay for the meal. They just so like so Rocky's taking care of his old opponents and kind of do like that, or he'll tell stories to the patrons of the restaurant, you know, sort of thing like that. So it's this very like looking back over his whole kind of career, much better than they did for Five. And then, of course, you got a lot of drama with his son, who's now an adult. And they're estranged after Adrian passes away. And then, of course, you know, the whole crux of the movie is like, there's like, you know, an ESPN kind of thing, like, oh, let's take, you know, a what if kind of situation. Like, here's, you know, they take like the Floyd Mayweather kind of guy, like the most popular, you know, successful boxer at the time. And like, let's pair him against Rocky Balboa. Let's see, you know, kind of, and so they do like a video game kind of thing, what if, and then basically that kind of gets things rolling. Right. But then like, okay, so now you got a guy that's, you know, pushing 70 who's trying to train and like, this doesn't work. This hurts. You know, I got to, you know, extra pens are so compacted. It's like I could break my hand punching somebody because it's like concrete. So it's all these real world problems, real world, much more stuff they addressed in the Creed movies, I think, which I enjoy the Creed movies, but I think Rocky Balboa really kind of broke down our character and kind of did a deconstruction of him again, and then just to kind of build him back up a little bit. And of course, we do get a real world kind of result of the thing too. So it's so well done, especially too when they get to the fight. It's like, you see like the original movies, like your 70s, 80s movies, like, okay, this is how like a boxing thing was done at those times. But a boxing in the 21st century, you know, with like pay-per-view and cable and, you know, lights and graphics and crap like that. It's like, that was well shot because like, oh my God, you feel like you're watching like an HBO sports thing. So if you guys haven't checked out Rocky Balboa, like I said, which is the sixth film in the franchise, give it a go. It's worth the merit.
Yeah.
And Martin wants to know what happened to Seth. Who the heck trimmed his beard?
No, so yeah, I decided to try and just start from square one with the beard again because it was growing weird in ways that like I didn't like it, and it was like I trimmed it weird one time and I was trying to let it grow back in, and so I was just like, to hell with it, and you know. My shit grows fast, so it won't be this for very long. But
you'll be like next week it'll be a full beard again. Yeah, so
pretty much, yeah.
You're like Homer Simpson. You shave and you immediately got a 5 o'clock shadow. So yeah. And Eric is excited for Marathon Man. Yeah, actually, I watched that one last night because I hadn't seen it a little bit, just to kind of help me make my decision. Like of course, I love Marathon Man. Great movie. Love the soundtrack to it. Very kind of like. Very cool, but also at times very grating. Kind of like adds to the suspense and the tension of things. Yeah. But like I went back and was like, I gotta do Rocky. Gotta do Rocky. Yeah. Bradley's in the house. Bradley! What's up? Oh, caught up some cowboy first person shooter.
Hey, priorities, man. I get it.
Dude, we're never going to hate on anybody not showing up on time to the podcast because they're busy playing video games.
Yeah.
Never.
Speaking of cowboy games, though, real quick. So like this weird game, Weird West on the Xbox.
Oh
it was like I was playing it it's one of those games that like I bought for $1 like 6 months ago and like never touched until recently. So I've tried to screw around with it, right? But it's one of those RPGs where everything is interactable, and so it like starts you like in your house. So like I'm walking and there's this lantern, and of course I accidentally bump the lantern and knock it over, right? And so I'm like, oh well, damn, oh wow, it caught the floor on fire, huh? That's weird. Oh damn, the wall's on fire. Okay, so my house starts going up in flames, right? And then I'm just watching it, and then eventually I catch on fire because I'm just too busy watching the thing catch on fire. And I'm like, okay, wow, this game is really effing immersive.
Specifically, he was playing Call of Juarez Bound in Blood.
Okay.
There you go.
I have one of the Call of Juarez games.
Okay, I've never
It was
played any
pretty
of
good.
those. So,
It
yeah,
was pretty
and
fun.
Brad says he just now noticed your beard too. So there you go.
Yeah.
See, you guys are so used to it. So, all right. Well, now I've been done yakking about my shit here. Now it's time for my boy to talk about his movies from 1982.
Yeah, and I got my screen share ready to go. If you don't mind throwing that up there for my first pick of Conan the Barbarian.
Yes.
The movie that one of the movies that was on rotation on TBS all the time, along with Clash of the Titans and any number of other
Beastmaster.
Beast. Oh yeah, Beastmaster. Beastmaster was also 82. Also hard not to pick. As Sword and the Sorcerer was another one. Albert Pune. Yeah, R.I.P. Albert
Three,
Pune. Yeah.
three top sword and sorcery
Sword and
movies.
Sorcerer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the best of the bunch right out of that gate though was Conan the Barbarian.
Yup.
And now even though it's not necessarily representative of the OG Howard Conan, I think the spirit was still there. It was no, Arnold was not like the perfect Conan, but Arnold was the perfect movie Conan. And yeah, just the whole thing with him and the thief, his buddy, what's his name?
Zubatai.
Zubatai, yeah,
Yeah.
and then the career is Conan with Conan as a thief for a second, and then of course, him having and the ending, the prayer bit, Crom, I have never prayed to you before, I have no
Mm-hmm.
tongue for it. Everybody likes to do the whole like, what is the
Was best in life.
what is best in life, but no, it's
Yeah.
like that prayer was all Brad, Conan,
Yeah.
what is best in life,
Yeah.
yeah,
And if you do not help me, then to hell with you.
to hell with you, yeah. Know that
It's
this
like,
day
see, it's like
lends, yeah,
that's what crowd appreciates. Like, yeah, you're asking me for help, but if I don't give you help, you're like, screw you. I'm doing
yeah,
this by myself. And
yeah.
and Eric is surprised that you're a Conan fan.
I know it's yeah.
all you gotta do is get in Seth's living room, and you know he's a Conan fan.
Well, no, it's like I've got I've got my Savage swords stacked next to my chair. Like I just read them when I'm bored. It's
Mm-hmm.
like all of my Conan comics are reader comics because like I don't even really keep them in the bags and boards anymore. Like I just have them in a
Oh,
stack
nice,
that I just read. Yeah, and
nice. To me, it's like it's like the superhero comics. It's like you want to keep those kind of nice and crispy, but it's always weird. Like when it comes to like old school horror comics, like sword and sorcery, western, and military comics, I don't have a problem that they're like crappy copies. You almost kind of adds to
yeah.
the character.
Yeah, it really does, and it's like, and not that I don't love this Titan run, and it's like I've got a
Oh
couple
yeah,
of I've got a couple of the issues that I do have like preserved and everything, like, but it's like, it's like these are, these are something that I'm enjoying for fully what they are,
mm-hmm.
and it's, yeah, because surprisingly, yeah, I'm a huge Conan fan, but no,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, back to this movie, I also love Destroyer too. It's
Okay,
that's more of I think that's more of a Conan adventure movie kind of deal. I
yeah.
think it could have done better if it was maybe a little more gorier, but it was
It's kind of funny. It's like Destroyer is one of those movies I've started to appreciate down the line. I've you kind of come to terms with the fact it's completely different in tone than Barbarian. It's a much
yeah,
lighter tone. Like you said, it's a much more adventure kind of movie. It's still a Conan movie.
yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
still
it's still,
very much is.
but yeah, but it doesn't have near as much gore as Barbarian does. That's so
Yeah,
yeah.
but I mean, yeah, but I mean, Barbarian gave us like things like the Wheel of Pain,
Mhm.
that makes no sense. Like if you think about it, it's like how are you going to get strong? Like just push this big thing in a circle for 20 years until you get huge and buff.
Yeah,
But who cares? It's Conan. The DVD releases of this are great because there's a commentary track with a drunk Schwarzenegger and John Milius. And Schwarzenegger watching his own shit is hysterical in any
I know.
context because Schwarzenegger is a dude that like no matter what he has fun doing movies. And
Yes,
yeah, and he has fun like being an actor and reliving like and talking about his movie. It comes across in special features like that.
it
So
really
yeah,
does.
definitely give that a shot if you ever get a chance to listen to that commentary track. But no,
Yeah, but
Conan the Barbarian is one of it was 82. How could I not pick it?
I know, yeah. I mean, it's just like get the Basil Pordora score on here. I mean, James Earl Jones,
Oh yeah, yeah, Thulsa Doom, yeah, snakes like this.
playing Thulsa Dude, just great
Yeah,
stuff there. Of course, this movie's got. I've talked about this before, numerous times. This movie's got a special place in my heart because when it was released in theaters, I was already a Conan fan because of reading like the books or reading the comics. So I was hyped for this movie to come out, and we went to the drive-in. So this was my first, like, it was the pairing of this and 48 Hours. So that was my first
nice.
double feature of R-rated films, and like we have blood, we have nudity, we have all kinds of killing and destruction in both films, all kinds of fuck words being said, especially over in 48 Hours. So it's like I got a full blast of everything adult in one evening here. And so
Yeah,
life changing. Life changing, yes.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And so for my second movie, and this was a hard one because again, it's like The Thing came out. Like John Carpenter's The Thing. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. But the other movie that came out in '82 that I got to show a lot of love to. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's
Mm-hmm.
more it's my I call it sometimes my mental health movie because it's like one of those movies that just makes you think about things and like you
Sure.
really kind of appreciate it. But Blade Runner. I'm gonna stop sharing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go. Let's get you
Yeah.
up full here.
Yeah, Blade Runner. This is the 30th anniversary Blu-ray that has 5 different cuts of the movie on here.
That's a
I'm
great word. Yeah.
Yeah, I am a theatrical cut fan. A lot of people aren't, and I know you've probably seen the theatrical cut version of it. Uh,
Love the theatrical cuts.
yeah, it's got voiceover narration, making it more of like Harrison Ford does voiceover at various parts, and it adds more of a noir feel to it. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people hate it. A lot of people absolutely hate it. But
I
I'm
know. I don't understand those people who do.
it's
Let's put it
well,
that way.
yeah, the theatrical cut for me, it does it, what I like the voiceover narration because it makes it. I don't necessarily look at this as a sci-fi epic. I look at it as a noir film,
Oh yeah.
and it's and that makes it more of a pulpy noir. That just happens to look really good with
Mm-hmm.
with all the accoutrement in it. And I hate the idea that Deckard is a replicant because to me that totally undermines the theme of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's and Ridley Scott and Harrison Ford can say what they want to. I'm calling death of the author on this one. That's how I want to see the theatrical cut. uh I don't like the unicorn scene. I don't believe the stuff with Graf. Yeah. Yes, Eric and I say, yeah, Eric knew my movie's going in, but yeah, we definitely
Mm-hmm.
talked about Blade Runner. uh
Nice. And of course, I
yeah.
mean, you want to talk about a movie that influenced everything. I mean, it's
Oh yeah.
so many movies after Blade Runner can give their thanks to their visual style to Blade Runner.
Yeah.
So
Every time you see a cyberpunk city, it is the city in Blade Runner.
yeah.
I mean, full stop, because
Mhm.
everybody, like, it never got better than this in a cyberpunk city.
No.
And just yeah, the way the atmosphere, the way it's lit, the smoke, like the steam coming off of the ground, like the density of the people.
It's constantly
And yeah,
raining.
it's constantly raining. And there's stuff in one of the things too, yeah, talking about the Deckard being a replicant thing. One of the things so the premise of the movie is that Deckard is the specialized cop. Harrison Ford Deckard is the specialized cop who is tasked with taking down these replicants who are hostile towards humans.
yeah.
But maybe they're not necessarily so hostile, and they just want to be left to live out their lives. And it's a movie about what does it truly mean to be alive.
Yeah.
What does it yeah what does it like what does it mean to have these experiences that only each person will have, and that's what makes everything special. It's what makes everybody special. And it's just a super powerful movie. Harrison Ford in this is fantastic. Rutger Hauer in it, and
Oh.
especially the ending, the tears in the rain scene, like that's
Mhm.
one of the greatest monologues in movie history. It just a full stop, like
Yeah.
no hyperbole.
I've seen things you would not believe.
Yeah, and it's just yeah.
Oh.
Oh, and one of my favorite lines in all of movies is when Rutger Hauer, Roy Batty, is in with Tyrell, right? And
Yeah.
like Tyrell asks him what he wants. And the theatrical cut, is the one that when he goes to get him and he says, "I want more life," but he says this weird combination of fucker and father, right?
Mm-hmm.
That comes out more fucker, but it also could be father if you hear weird, right? Or
Yeah.
if you hear it in a certain way. So it was like the ambiguity of that, but like the anger and the frustration, but also the weird love that Rutger Howard had
Yeah.
for Tyrell. Yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, the performances in Blade Runner, like you don't. Yeah, that's just pure cinema.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just so nuanced. So good.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. Brad's got a comment for us. So he doesn't know a lot of movies from 2006, the year he was born, but 2000 movies he likes to include, basically the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy.
Yep.
Van Helsing, which, I haven't seen Van Helsing since it was in theaters.
I haven't either. It's one of those movies I never revisited after I saw it the first time.
Yeah. It's one of those that the people like, the younger audience that was around when it came out are older now. They're giving it a lot of love again. So you're hearing a lot more love
Yeah.
for Van Helsing. I mean, it's not a perfect movie, but it was fun. So, yeah. Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. That's a fun one. Both the Hellboy movies. Yep.
Yeah. I love the Hellboys.
Almost every Kevin Smith movie and Shrek.
Yeah.
Nice. Good examples there.
I like that.
Some other comments we got before the show started here. My buddy Casey, born in 1977, had a very obvious pick: Star Wars.
Okay, yeah.
So that's like, Star Wars. Yep.
Yeah.
If you're at 77, you can't really pick. I mean, unless it's Smokey and the Bandit. That's the only other. That's the only other.
Star Wars, Smokey and the Bandit. No slight against Burt Reynolds. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only acceptable, substitute for Star Wars is Smokey. So there you go. My buddy Ashley Cruz was born in 78, and his top three are excellent. Halloween, Dawn of the Dead.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's 78.
Yeah,
and another very monumental movie for me, the first Superman. So
yeah. Superman 78. Yes.
Yeah. And he also wanted to give special mention to Every Which Way But Loose as well. So, yeah, because Clyde, Clyde is love. Yeah, and I had to give basically, kind of piggybacking on his comment. I'm like, I was like, we're talking 78 movies, great ones there. I would also have to throw in the Muppet movie. So,
oh yeah. That does not surprise me with you at all. You are the Muppet Man.
I mean, basically in 1978, my first three movies I ever saw in order: Star Wars, Superman, Muppet movie.
Yep.
And I was already a huge Muppet fan anyway because I watched the TV show. So
Nice.
Oddly enough, both Muppet movie and Superman didn't see in theaters, saw at IUS because Dad was in school at the time, and they would do they still do this to this day, where they do family nights and they play a movie. Sometimes it's something that's fairly recent or just fairly maybe recently left theaters or whatever else. And so they would basically play it. Of course, in this case, since the 70s, it was actually they were reels. It wasn't like they were watching a DVD or a videotape or something like that. So it was actual film. But yeah, I basically both Superman and the Muppet movie I saw at IUS.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, I remember when I went to USI in Evansville, they had a real theater with a 35 millimeter screen, and I took a film class in there, and we watched.
This wasn't a theater we were in.
Well, it was. Oh, damn.
Yeah, no, okay. This was like a room and a white wall, and they just projected the image on the white wall.
Oh, okay. Hey, man, if it worked, it worked.
Yeah, I mean, it's the setup they have nowadays is much nicer because IUS actually has the theater, so it's done there. But in this case, no, this was kind of like something that would do for students and students' families and whatnot because IUS back in the day was a commuter campus. So So it's now Star Wars I did see at the drive-in though. So
okay.
Yeah, but when Mom was mostly terrified of driving to Louisville because I don't know, it was Louisville, and so we didn't get to go to theaters very often up until the 80s when you had the Green Tree 4 showed up in Clarksville. And then we could go to movies because we didn't have to go to Louisville. But on occasion, I'd have to really twist arms, or if I get Dad drive or whatever else, then we can go to Showcase or something like that and be able to see a movie there. But for the most part, if it wasn't playing at the drive-in, we didn't get to see it. So
See, I got lucky because most of the movies, or most of the like, I didn't get to go to the movies very often as a kid. Yeah, uh,
Yeah.
but the Batman movies would always come out around my birthday. So I remember I got to see Batman '89 like right around my birthday. And Batman
Nice.
Returns came out in June. Forever came out in June. It
Mm-hmm.
was weird because everybody remembers Forever being a Christmas movie, but that was more of a
Oh, a
that
summer
was
movie. Yeah.
yeah, that was more of a summer movie. But
Yeah, that was a summer I was working at the Green Tree 10. And so I had like that, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Crimson Tide. Um, Later on, Halloween 6 came out that year. That just a ton of good movies. But yeah, I probably saw Die Hard. Oh, Usual Suspects was that
oh
year.
yeah, oh god, yeah.
Jesus, man. Talk about the first time seeing that in the theater with everybody else in the theater seeing that for the first time, and you get to the ending, and the whole audience is like, whoa.
Yeah, man, I remember I
I'm
remember the
just
first time,
like there was like an audible gasp from the entire
yeah.
audience. You know?
I remember watching that movie for the first time too, because that was just like the perfect setup. It was recommended to me. I rented the VHS tape and I'm watching it, like not really like going in pretty much blind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like just the ending comes up to you and it's just holy shit.
No,
Yeah,
no. We got.
yeah. Oh, it was
uh,
beautiful.
Basically, I was kind of hyped for it. I was watching like Showtime, and they showed like a little like 10-minute making of preview kind of thing, and so I watched going, dude, this kind of looks cool. Okay, yeah, let's check it out. And so I had expectations somewhat that it was a crime movie and stuff like that, but it still did not prepare me for what came out.
Right,
Uh,
right.
but I was hyped though. Yeah. Oh,
No.
there you go. Yeah. For Eric,
Yeah,
Batman movies were always a present from
nice.
Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Those original four Batman movies. I mean, those were events. Even Batman and Robin, which the audience pretty much was like, but it was still an
It was
event
still,
when it came
yeah, it
out.
was still an event. Yeah, it was still a big deal.
But God,
Yeah.
'89 Batman. I mean, it's like, again,
That was a
I've mentioned,
phenomenon.
it's like for up until when it was released in June, when they finally had a theatrical poster that showed the cast for well over a year, the theatrical poster was just the black background
Yeah.
with the bat symbol. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. Oh man. Yeah,
No,
and it
no.
was
Like I think maybe you had like a June '89 or something, or like or just June or something like that. But but
yeah,
no cast, no nothing, just bat
nothing. It was
symbol.
yeah.
It's just
It was
like show up assholes. This is
yeah.
it.
And I think the second version of it wasn't even the cast photo yet. It was just the one that had Keaton and Nicholson on
Yeah.
it. And yeah, that was just like, whoa. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't need anything else. It's Batman show up.
exactly.
So there you go. Now, of course, when I was a kid, I had a lot of problems with '89 because of the Joker handling. Basically being the one responsible for killing Batman's parents, and then also killing Joker at the end of the movie. So that kind of spoiled the Batman movies for me as a kid, and they still kind of do. Like I can still appreciate them; they're still kind of fun. I like Batman Returns more than I do. Of the four, Batman Returns would be my favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah, but basically being a hardcore Batman fan that I am, as a kid I was pissed at '89. Like
That's fair. I can see that.
I was all hyped, ready to go for this movie, and I get to the ending, like, suck it, Tim.
See, I remember seeing that movie as a kid, and I'm like, okay, well, the Joker will be back. I it was like I just didn't accept him being dead. And then I think they had that short story novel collection that
Yeah.
came out later that had Joker stories in it, and I was like, yep, I was right. Because I was a kid, I didn't have any idea about different canon or continuity or anything.
I know. Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah. Tim Burton pissed me off, man.
Yeah.
Brad says that he loves Batman '89 and Returns. Forever and Robin are so bad they're kind of good. You know what? I will defend Batman Forever because I liked Val Kilmer better than Michael Keaton. But
Okay.
here's the thing. I think that Kilmer was a better Batman, but Keaton was a better Bruce Wayne.
That's fair. I can dig that.
Yeah, because here's the whole thing is basically, for people who, know Batman stuff well, it's like Bruce Wayne is the facade. Batman is
right.
who he is, who he's become. That's the mission, whatever else. So basically, schnozzing with people and wearing tux and stuff like that, all that shit is awkward to him. He doesn't really, he's playing a role, and it's fake as a football bat. So, so everything's awkward, everything's forced, everything's rehearsed. So I think Keaton got that better. Perhaps he may have been, now granted, in the Flashpoint, the only part of the movie I like was basically whenever Sasha Calle's Supergirl or whenever Keaton shows up as Batman. Yeah. He's in a better suit. He can move better. So he has some cooler stuff in there. But in the 89 and even in Returns, that suit was like rubber armor. Like it was, there was no motion.
He couldn't do a damn thing in there just about.
Yeah. So, so that was, excuse me. So that was my biggest problem with the Keaton movies. And then when you get to Val Kilmer, they're like, oh yeah, we fixed the suit. He can turn his head now. And like that opening scene where he's like kicking people's ass, like,
yeah,
that's a Batman
yeah, that was
movie.
awesome. Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
yeah.
But again, it's like, I appreciate the Nolan movies as well, because those were fun. Those guys stick a little bit closer to stuff. But I really didn't get the full Batman experience until you get to the Matt Reeves Batman movie, because there you finally get the detective. He's not quite the world's greatest detective yet, but he's the detective at least in this movie. Much more so. I mean, like in 89, he has one detective scene where he's trying to figure out Joker's poison. There's no detective shit in 2, 3, or 4. And then when you get to the Nolan movies, he has basically 2 minor detective kind of things in there. For the most part, he's a superhero in all those movies. He's not a detective. In the Reeves movie, he's a detective.
He's just whatever.
Well, yeah, because he's like, this is probably not quite year 1. This might be like year 3. So that's what I appreciate about it. Like, this Batman made mistakes. Like that scene where he's jumping off the GCPD building and he's got the wingsuit on. That's the first damn time he did that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. I was just, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. People had problems, but I like seeing this element of Batman. It's like he makes mistakes, he learns from them and whatever else. And of course, Bruce Wayne is super duper fucking awkward, So yeah, it's like, yeah. I want to see more from this world. And of course, the Penguin show that was on HBO, even though there was no Batman and it's all Penguin, just totally added to the world. And just, I mean, it's basically, it's The Sopranos with great prosthetics.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Eric and Steve both say that Jim Carrey was awesome as the Riddler. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which, I think this would probably be a good time to wrap up, because if Steve's going to come over, I'm going to kick him the fuck out pretty soon right after, because I'm ready to get to bed pretty soon. So
there you go. All right. Yeah.
Steve, start heading this way.
There you go. Steve, make your way over to Manhammer Manor. Anyway, folks, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Steve, Eric, Brad, Dave, everybody else who commented on here. Appreciate you guys being here. Martin as well. Good to see you in here, sir.
Good to see you too, Martin.
Yes. Our friend from
thank you all for coming and hanging.
Our friend from Mexico, but good to see you guys. Fun episode tonight here. We're going to figure out what we're going to talk about next week, but it probably won't be movies. Like I said,
we've done that a couple of times.
Anywho, definitely like, share, pass around the Fanatic Forum to all your friends and families, even people you don't like. Check it out, because, this is the home for geeks. But anyway, we're going to leave you guys with a word from our friends. I've seen your mind, freak. We're going to end the show here with a word from our friends from Comic Books for Kids, but we will see you guys next time on the Fanatic Forum. Take care.
Adios.
My name is Mark Weiss, and I am the founder and president of an organization called Comic Books for Kids. 6 years ago this month, we embarked on a journey of passion and heart. Our goal was to make a difference for children in hospitals and cancer centers. Little could we have ever imagined the response we have now. Starting with just hopes and dreams, we had no money for our mission. We had no product to give to the hospitals. And we had only called a couple hospitals and asked them, if we were to provide you with comic books, would you be interested? And they said yes. So we embarked on a 1-year journey to make a difference for these kids. We realized that even though we can't take away the reason these children are in hospitals, we can perhaps, while they are there, let them fly like a superhero, be princes and princesses, and embark on a mystical and magical journey to take them away from where they are in that hospital bed. Today, and thanks to your support, we are thrilled to say that we are now the largest charity in the U.S., supporting well over 200 hospitals in all 50 states for not only comic books, but for other pop culture items like Funko Pops, action figures, coloring books, Spanish bilingual items, backpacks, and more. When we received materials that were inappropriate for the young ones, we started a sister charity called Comic Book for Troops, and overnight, we became the largest charity in the U.S. for these same items to all branches of the military. We want to thank our friends for providing us their support and for allowing us the means to make so many happy with their gracious give to us.